Today's topic, how to manifest your dreams. Today it's all about your dreams and how you can make them a reality. And the first thing that I want to share with you that is so important is to allow yourself to dream big. And if I could turn back time and I could sit down with my younger self, that would be the first thing that I would tell my younger self. Because back then I used to dream so small. I mean, yes, I had big dreams, but I didn't allow myself to dream big. And every time my big dreams wanted to get out, my big dreams wanted to, you can say, knock on the door of my mind and go, hello, we're still there, hello, can you realize us? Every time this happened, I didn't allow myself to dream big and I suppressed them. And I still remember this one day so vividly when I was trapped, and I really mean trapped, in my first job in Germany, in my first office job. And I was looking around at all these people in my office, and especially at the other guys, at the other men in my office, because, well, I'm a man, and that's why I looked at the other man, and I asked myself, do I want to live like that? If my life would look like that when I'm 40, when I'm 50, would I be happy with my life? And the obvious answer was no. And I still remember this moment so vividly, and that's the moment that for me changed everything. Because from this day on, I allowed myself to dream big, because so much of my fear was based in, yeah, I dream big, but I want to take the safe route, and I can't do that. I can't take any risk. I was born and raised in Germany, in the country where you learn from a young age that the government takes care of you, the government does everything, and don't take any risk, and be a good employee, and save with 10 insurances. That's what you learn as a German. And back then I thought to myself, do I want to live like that? If I see myself in this position in the next 20 years, would I be proud of myself? Would that be a life that is worth living for me? And the answer was no. And that's when I realized that I don't really take a risk by dreaming big, but I take a risk by not allowing myself to dream big. I take a risk by continuing on this path, by continuing to work for this company for another 20 years, and to then see myself in the exact same position that I never wanted to see myself in. That's the real risk. Dreaming big, that's the opportunity, that's the chance, and I want you to take this chance. And then once you discover your dream, for me back then, my biggest dream was to have an international business that I could operate from everywhere in the world and to live wherever I want, because I back then, and still up to this day, wanted to get out of Germany. I don't even know how, maybe it's the energy, maybe it's whatever it might be, but I don't really feel at home in Germany. I've never felt at home in Germany, and I always wanted to get out. And for me, that was my dream. I had the dream to be free. What is your dream? And when you now think about your dream, what do you want to manifest? What's the dream life that you want to create for yourself, that you want to manifest? Then it's so important that you double check if your dream is really your dream or the dream society or your parents indoctrinated you with. Is what you want really what you want, or is it something that other people want you to want? Because when it comes to my university time, it was really interesting. Everybody else in my university class, at least in the university class in Germany. Later in England, the people were normal, but in Germany, they were pretty much Germans because, well, they were Germans. And every one of them was like, yes, I want to make a career in a management position, and then I want the fast car and the big house, and And I thought to myself, okay, I don't want that. What am I doing here? And each and every one of them had the same dream, if you want to call it like that, which was basically what society told them to do. Get the fast car, get the house, get the promotion, be happy, and that's it. And now I ask you, what is your dream? What do you want to achieve? Is it really what you think you want to achieve? Because maybe, just maybe, your dream right now is too much influenced by what society and your parents, or maybe even your social circle and your friends tell you to dream about. I still remember that. In fact, I recently found that Word document on an old hard drive. You could say, vision board somehow that I made. It was like a little collage that I made on a Word document with different images that I found on Google. And the images on this collage, in this Word document, it was so funny. It was the typical thing that all the other people dreamed of. It was the big house, the fast car, and some guy in a suit in a big office. And that was before I actually allowed myself to dream. Because back then, my dream was influenced by what society told me to dream about. Until I finally made the decision, no, that's not my dream. I don't want to live that life. And that's why I want you to think about that. Before you use the next techniques to manifest your dream, I want you to think about, is it really your dream? Or is this dream influenced by society, by your parents, by your friends? And then when you are sure that it's your dream, then I want you to visualize your dream multiple times a day. I mean, yes, of course, you can do it in a meditation session and then really go into the emotions and see yourself living this dream life. But you can also do it whenever you want, whenever you have a coffee break, whenever you have a lunch break, after waking up, before you go to bed, while you're in the shower. Just don't lose yourself completely in your thoughts and images. I don't want you to step out of the shower while you're still visualizing and then whoop, you fall on your butt and break your butt or whatever you break, and then I'm the one to blame for. That's not what I want to do. But I want to give you the opportunity, and I want to tell you that you have the opportunity to visualize these images whenever you want. And that's something that I did all the time. I mean, it wasn't really good for my employer, but for me it was quite good back then. In every office job I had, I think most of the time I just daydreamed about a different life. And I daydreamed about the life that I'm living right now. When I think back to it, it's so funny. Back then, I had the goal, and that was the biggest goal I ever wanted to achieve. That actually was my biggest dream. My biggest dream was to earn as much as I earned in my very first office job, being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, having my own business. And nowadays, I earn way more than I've ever earned in any of my jobs, not just my first job, but any of my jobs. And back then I said to myself, if I ever achieve it to earn as much with my own businesses as I did back then in my first office job, this would be the most fulfilling thing ever. And nowadays I earn way more than that. And back then I doubted myself all the time, and I almost didn't allow myself to dream big. So visualize your dream multiple times a day, and always ask yourself, when you create these pictures, what would it feel like if this dream was my reality, if I was living this life right now? And this is also a great way to find out if it's really your dream, because when I visualized myself back then being in the suit and being in the reputable management position in a big German company and then driving the fast car, I felt nothing. It was as if I imagined myself holding a bag of popcorn. I was like, yeah, well, okay, that's good. Huh? It didn't create any emotional reaction at all. But when I then imagined myself not wearing a suit, not being in this office, not owning a fast car, but having the freedom to live wherever I want and to travel the world, and while doing it being my own boss, ooh, that created positive emotions inside of me. That gave me the drive to actually pursue my dreams and to manifest my dreams. So ask yourself, what would it feel like if this dream was my reality? And then when you feel really alive, that's the vibrational frequency that will allow you to then attract this life and to make it your reality. But in order for that to happen, you have to raise your vibration, because you have to become a vibrational match to the frequency of your dream. And if you really want to live your dream life, you need to be in a high vibration. Always remember what Abraham Hicks says, joy is the key. And in my experience, joy really is the key. And that's also why I created the Vibration Rocket program for you. That's a 10-minute guided meditation program that you can either listen to once if you only want to raise your vibration once, or you can listen to it every day and raise your vibration all the time until you feel amazing every day. And I also included a free bonus for you. In fact, I included many free bonuses for you, but one of the bonuses is the Trauma Transformation audio course that will help you to get rid of past negative beliefs that are based on your trauma and to then overcome your trauma, which allows you to raise your vibration even more and to release resistance, which then allows you to manifest your dreams faster. And if you want to find out more, you can click on the link in the description. And you can also be grateful for the fact that you can pursue your dreams. Yes, being focused on the destination is good. That's perfect. You should be focused on your dream life. But what if you obsess on a daily basis about the destination while you are resenting the present moment? That's not good. You need to be grateful for the present moment and for the future that you create. And then you are in a state of gratitude, which is, yes, you've guessed it, the ultimate state of receivership. And then you can manifest your dreams. But what if you're only focused on the future and you say, okay, once I have this, then I'm happy. Once I live this life, then I'm fulfilled. But then you look at your life right now and you say, oh God, I hate this. Get me out of there. Then you are not in a vibration that allows you to manifest what you want. So also try to enjoy the journey. Try to enjoy pursuing your dreams as much as reaching the finish line. And then you will manifest your dreams way faster. And then I want you to develop a never giving up attitude, both in the spiritual and in the physical world. And by spiritual world, I mean what you do with your manifestation process. I don't just want you to manifest once. I don't just want you to visualize once. I don't just want you to meditate once. Consistency is the key. Don't stop before the fun begins. Just continue. Just keep going. And when I think back at my life and all I've been through, all the trauma I've been through, all the trauma I've overcome, all the negative experiences I had, all the contrast I had, all the health issues I dealt with, the one quality that I always admired about myself, even when I hated myself and when I hated my life, was that I always had this never giving up attitude. Yes, I had days when I was crying. Yes, I had days when I thought about ending it all. Yes, I had days when I didn't know what to do. But eventually I always continued. And I think this also contributed tremendously to my manifestation success. Because once I made the decision that I will use my affirmations every day, I used them every day. I can't remember one day when I didn't use them. And once I started meditating, I made the decision I will continue to do that every day. And then I continued to do it. And to be honest, if you would ask me now, Sebastian, when was the last day that you didn't meditate? I couldn't tell you. I don't know, because I do it every day. And the same is true in the physical world. If the universe sends you a sign, follow this sign. If the universe sends you a synchronicity, listen carefully and look at these synchronicities with your eyes wide open. The universe will tell you in which direction you have to go. And I don't want you to give up. I don't ever want you to give up. I mean, I still remember how I started with my dream of owning an international business that allows me to travel wherever I want. And back then I couldn't even speak English. And I still remember in my first office job when I wrote my first articles for my very first business, which failed terribly, but that's another story. But I wrote these articles in German and I then translated them word for word with Google Translate in English. And I still remember how one of my colleagues just looked at the screen, looked at me, looked at the screen again, and I thought to myself, oh God, now I'm getting fired. And he just winked at me and said, continue. And I'm so thankful that I was sitting next to this guy in my very first job. I don't have any contact with him anymore. I don't know where he is, but I'm so thankful that this guy was sitting next to me, because that could have ended in a very bad way. But he just said, yep, continue, just do what you want to do. And he didn't tell my boss about it. But why do I share this with you? I share this with you because no matter in which position you are right now, you can manifest your dreams. I mean, hey, if I, somebody who back then could barely speak English, can now own several businesses with clients from all over the world and publish a podcast in English, then you can also manifest your dreams. And if you want to work with me on manifesting your dreams, if you want to share your story with me, if you want me to give you advice that is specifically tailored to your situation and to your dreams, then you can click on the second link in the description and inquire for your first Skype coaching session with me. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please send out some love to the YouTube universe by giving this video a big thumbs up. And I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you.